Beautiful people, how are we doing? Hope everybody out there is having a fantastic day. Today I'm back on the semen retention topic. We have an interesting one today for you guys, and one that is very important, especially if you're considering consistently going on a long streak. I know many of you may be of the followers of this practice in terms of, going for maybe a month, maybe just a few weeks until maybe you attract a girl, and then boom, you're done with it. Well, not to say that that's wrong, not to say that you're doing something wrong whatsoever. You do whatever you want with this power within you. It's your life, it's your creation, man. But what I do have to say is that as you progress further and further on your journey, you unlock what I call infinite potential. And I was actually talking with my roommate just the other day about the fact that there has been many people throughout history, and I'm sure you've heard this as well, and I've heard this, and he'd heard this, and it's a harsh reality that so many people, when they're children, have a dream to achieve something. They have a dream that they want to be something, and many times children have aspirations and goals that may seem impossible. A lot of ones, maybe they want to be a big actor in the movies. Maybe they want to be a professional athlete. Maybe they want to, whatever the case may be. A lot of times kids, man, they have big dreams and big goals. Some of them don't, but a lot of them do. And I'm here to tell you guys that semen retention brings you back to that childlike, pure state with the simple act of removing lust and retaining the energy that is within you. You awaken your child again. And I know a lot of psychologists and people out there today love to talk about, oh, you need to awaken your inner child. You need to reconnect with that inner child to heal traumas and do whatever. That's true. You can do that as well through semen retention, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. Basically, guys, by activating your inner child, you notice that on a long semen retention streak, you start to become childlike. You start to hold a little more optimism. You start to be a little more free. You start to accept yourself a little bit more. You start to be less worried about what people are thinking of you. You sort of remove yourself also from negative habits and remove yourself from maybe what everybody else is wanting to do, and you start to maybe just follow your own path. It's the same thing that a kid does, man. So real quick, I have some notes here and some important talking points that I wanted to discuss on this video. So children are often seen as free from the constraints and inhibitions that come with adulthood, and thus more in tune with their true nature. So by reconnecting with your inner child, you can experience greater joy, creativity, and authenticity in your life. And you find that your dreams and your thoughts about the world and your ability to imagine the life that you want, imagine the life that is destined for you. You reconnect with that inner child's thoughts about you reconnect with your inner child's thoughts about your future. Because I've found on semen retention that when I look back on what my little kid version of me was thinking and was wanting out of life, I realized that it's almost very well connected with what I want now. It's like your inner child and your little person back in the day, they knew what was right for you, bro. They knew what you wanted out of life. Even though everybody makes it out to say that, kids, they're so naive. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know stuff. They don't even know how to read and write. Yo, kids are so connected. They're so connected with themselves. They're so authentically them that they know what would be good for them. So through semen retention, you start to become childlike again. You start to become more innocent. There's a pure state of being. Right, and on this note as well, you're able to cultivate a greater sense of energy and vitality. You can help you feel more alive and present in the moment. You know, this is really interesting stuff, and I totally agree with this notion. Somewhere along the lines, man, you were told that your dreams as a kid, you couldn't make that happen. I specifically remember one of my best friends when I was younger. I was always fascinated by making YouTube videos. I always wanted to produce something. I always wanted to make content. I would tell all my friends, hey man, let's make a skit. Let's make a freaking movie. Let's make some music and make a music video just to put it out there. I was always that way. And there's a bunch of channels of me as a kid that I created with just the goofiest, carefree content ever. And sometimes I look back on those videos and think, man, it was like within me to want to create and want to share experiences or just create in general. And I'll never forget one of my closest friends telling me, and at the time he was my best friend, telling me, you'll never make it. You will never make it. You realize how many people try and go after that dream of YouTube? You realize the percentage of people that try for that? And the reality set in that, over time, I still kept this friend around me, and this was when I was way younger, but over time, man, the negative energy and the negative influence and the pessimism and, that just crept into me too much every time I was around him, man, and eventually you just can't be around a person like that. But all of this is to say is that, first off, if there is people in your life who have that negative outlook on everything, they're going to pull you down, man. They're only going to pull in more negative into their life, and it's going to rub off on you. You are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time around. This is facts. So realize, whoever you are constantly communicating with, whoever you're around all the time, be very careful, man. Be very careful who those people are. So realize that also with the story of my friend telling me this, realize that at some point when he was a kid and when he was free from societal demands and wanted to become whatever he wanted to become, he was in tune with himself, someone told him no. Someone told him, you can't do that. Someone told him that his life was destined to be average, that his life was destined to be mediocre. And in turn, he is projecting onto me the same thing that was told to him. And this, so realize, man, be very careful with what you say to your friends, and uplift them as much as possible, and realize that words hold power, and the things you say about yourself and the things you think about yourself hold a lot of power. Also realize that by activating the inner child within you and being in this childlike state, your dreams will manifest so fast. The universe, God, is with you on semen retention. Trust that. Trust that, my guy. So I know this video is not the longest in the world. Hope you guys enjoyed. Realize that connecting with your inner child is important for all of us. Think back on those times when you were a kid and what you were passionate about. Think back on the way you were thinking and maybe what you wanted out of life. Realize that 9 times out of 10, what you wanted out of life as a kid is important to remember. Because that child knew you real well. You were truly you at that time. So look back on those times and reflect on those times, man, and utilize this energy within us, this childlike energy, to manifest our reality. Peace.